This is a cemetery. And so back off to the right there is where we'll end up walking over. And you can see, as we're walking back from up there, you can see how easy you could have hidden a card. Now, you got to keep in mind that there wasn't a lot of leaves on the ground because it was February. But when you look at the slope and how literally you would have to have like a higher vehicle driving by and like even be looking over to pretty much notice a vehicle. It's parked right. It'd be parked right back in the back right corner. And then here's a gate right here, off to the left.
Are there any cameras over that way?
I didn't see anything, but it's hard to notice trail cameras sometimes too, unless you really focus and I didn't see anything there, but not to say that there isn't. I'm sure there is. There would at least a trail camera, I would imagine. See how the audio is. I promise I'll be getting better audio here in the future. This way. Or let me know if you guys can hear me okay this way. I don't know if it... Okay. So you can see that, like, there's no place to pull over, right? So if they're going to park, there's a spot way up there in the middle that you can pull to kind of, like, stop. And that's probably the only parking spot at this cemetery here. There's no way. So they would literally have to pull over, park in the middle spot, in the middle of the cemetery, park there, and then head to that fence. Now, you said this is Ron Logan's property right on the other side of this fence, right?
Okay.
And there's probably a camera over here, I'd imagine, huh?
You know, I figured there'd be a trail cam, but I didn't really see one.
Okay.
But see how they put crosses and stuff? Like, that's where...
Oh, look at that right there, guys. Oh, yeah, the rosary. A
lot of places people leave.
You know what? But there you go, right on the other side of that fence is. And that's where you get to the trail cam up on one of them trees or something going this way or something. Who knows? They're meant to be hidden, you know. But you could still, you know. Somebody left a rosary there. Really looking, but.
I mean, especially after this happened, I would think prairie stuff all over the place.
And I ain't trying to hop nobody's fence. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get a buckshot in my back. Fuck that, dude.
Hell no.
You know? Shit.
Hell no.
I should have brought my handheld. Even if I got mine on me, you know? I didn't even think about it. Like, I'm not trying to get a buckshot in the back. Fuck that. And then... Right. Yeah, that barbed wire isn't, you know, literally, And you'll notice, like, if you're ever there in person, a lot of these fences that are for these property lines along this trail and the properties along the trail, these fences are not kept up. Seriously, if they're meant to keep people out, they're definitely not going to keep anybody out. The fences are just not maintained at all anywhere around that.
Right on my hand. You can actually get around there.
Oh, really? I mean, so the barbed wire was so flimsy. All his property over here too. That we're looking. No.
That's part of
the park.
Yeah.
So probably where the fence ends then is where the park's property line picks up.
Yeah.
And I got boots on, so I'm just gonna walk here a little extra. Yeah, I wasn't making that same mistake twice. Going there in my Nikes, man. I tore my Nikes up in that brush.
What is this?
When I was in Brandywine Creek for that manhunt, my my Nikes got tore up, man. I was like, shit. Well, I guess they're road shoes now. I guess they're road shoes now. But no, I'm wearing boots.
Like
you was out there trying to catch a fugitive, man.
Yeah, in my Nikes. Hey, I can run. I can run a lot faster in Nikes than I can boots. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. Quickness, man. But no, they're road Nikes now.
Yeah. Oh wow, people just toss trash down
That
here.
shit is steep.
So that's the end of the fence line right there. Basically where you see the gray plastic shit.
What's up, Silky?
Is
this
where
is
the
Grizz.
fence stops.
Silky, if you're not busy tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a Stephen Smith episode. If you're able to hop in, let me know.
You know what I'm saying?
So watch. This is the part where I'm going to show you guys, like,
it's at an angle, but you can get up that.
thanks to Jinx again, the path that they could have walked, where they could have parked,
Yeah.
and how you could have been hidden.
Straight right up there. Yeah, so you could just walk right down there and just end up that way too. You don't even.
Exactly.
So even though it's steep right here, there's
going
a walkway.
Straight back from where I'm looking.
Going
is that
down.
where you would get to the
Down
trail
to-
from here?
Yeah. You could get down to the. You could get down to the creek from here, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they parked right here where this
Yeah, so right here in this
grassy spot is.
Yeah,
Just
this is
just
what I would
watch.
think would.
They would just park right here in this grassy spot and literally just walk.
Yeah.
Probably park here. Literally walk.
It's like an indentation from the path
Walk.
of the
Probably
cemetery.
just right down here.
Yeah,
Like,
basically park here.
Basically, it's an indentation part. It's indented into the frickin' trees. It's like a part that comes off of the path from the cemetery that you drive around.
Walk here.
And look, instant tree.
Walk and then go down and then land.
And that's not, you're talking maybe a foot to 2 feet of difference. Very small slope. You can easily, literally walk down
And
that
then
part
just
right there
go down
and just keep going down.
and basically
Right there. I mean, you're right out.
Around.
It's nothing. Nothing. All from right in that indented part. There's a perfect picture right there. The indented part off of the cemetery path where you drive. Parked car right there.
wow.
You don't even have to go on the trail, no. Because I'll show you the other picture to show you how close this
Yeah, this. I mean, how? And you're hidden from the freaking. You park right here. You're hidden. You're hidden. You're hidden. Nobody's gonna notice you're even here, literally, until somebody drives right here, and then they would see your car. Wow.
It's like a perfect indentation.
Yeah.
And then the slope,
So it's
literally,
didn't
the passenger, literally, the car can pull up, park, and the passenger can literally go right outside their door and fucking be right at the path that will slope down into. And I'm going to show you guys the picture here. Just to give you another reference. Right here. We were parked, or we were standing right here at this bottom left corner where it says Delphi Cemetery. This bottom left corner is where we're at. Look at where they were found, everybody. It takes nothing. It takes nothing to come here to this cemetery, pull in this little section, walk down the little path that swoops all the way around, and it goes exactly from that bottom left corner that you're seeing right here, right to there. They had to have parked there. And that's probably how they got there in the first place, too.
Okay, so now my thing is Richard Allen's car, right?
Right.
So they said he's parked over by the CPS building.
Mm-hmm. Right there. That's a long walk, dude. But really, because it probably took us like a half hour, and we were walking kind of slow, so I'm sure it could be a little quicker. But that walk from the CPS building to the bridge trail, that's a decent walk. It's not as short as it looks on this map.
So about a half an hour. So for him to walk back to his car, cut through the cemetery, right? Take that little path right up there. But
Yep.
and then he wouldn't even have to go into the cemetery, right? He could still stay along that side, with a where you showed where the car could have been parked, right? He could have still kept going out there to the main road to 300.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did 300 look like it had traffic on it on that road? Was it just like a quiet road?
It was all pretty quiet to me. I'm not really used to driving through the small community stuff, so when Jinx even mentioned like the crazy traffic, I'm just like, there's like 3 cars. I don't know. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, okay. I kind of laughed at it because, but it seemed calm, man. It just seemed wide open. Now, it's kind of a different perspective because this is when crops are being harvested, everything's way up here. So, I'm definitely going to have to make a trip during the same time period.
Like February.
Yeah, and go up there and get the full perspective, get that view again without the foliage, the bridge, everything without the foliage, because I think it'll have a different perspective as well. Um, I think I was the only, maybe 2 other cars, if that. I mean, I would have to rewatch the video for sure, but I honestly don't. That was one of those roads. We were getting past on like some of these other roads back here, but when it came to this road right here, I thought it was pretty quiet, honestly, and it almost seemed like we were the only car that was around when we went there. It was not much traffic, but I could be mistaken. But I don't. It didn't. I don't. I'm not feeling like there was a lot of traffic. So you would. I mean, and honestly, like with the cemetery, if you're coming either direction, you might glance over for a second. But if you live in that community, I don't know if you're really going to glance over it as much as I would not being from there, because you're going to be used to it being there, and you're not going to want something to jump out in front of you. So you probably looked at it a million times, and it's one of those things that you're more worried about an animal coming out in front of the vehicle or something. So you're just going to glance for a second. If something catches your eye, it'll catch your eye. But when with that little indentation there, and the difference between the elevation too, because there is a drop off as you go back to the back of the cemetery where that indentation is. There is a drop off where it slopes up, so really you would almost have to have like a truck or something that is off the ground more than a regular sedan in order to even see over the elevation drop. So you have that, plus you have the indentation, and you mix those two together, and the small amount of traffic that I experienced during that time, it was a spot. I mean, I don't know. It's almost like maybe that spot was there for, I don't know. It's crazy with like how large that spot is for the indentation and how level it is. compared to
Hmm.
the rest of the terrain, where it just drops off right there, and how
Right.
that path is like a very easy slope. It's almost like it was done on purpose, but who would have done it? Or maybe it's a spot that they store, maybe when somebody comes to maintain the property, it's a spot for them to go park a trailer or
I
something
don't know.
so they
Yeah,
can
that makes sense.
maintain lawn. I don't know. It definitely seems like it was put there for on purpose or for a reason, because it's just too odd, and how big it is, indentation, the slope where it drops. It's like it's obviously some kind of filled in area. They filled it in somehow. Yeah, it's and it's so odd that you really it's not very far at all. Just like a 5-minute walk, I think.